So as of now, we have briefly understood about the matter in my previous three lectures on concept of continuum, pure substance and mixtures and properties of matter. And now let us try to get familiar with the basic terminology in which the system identify the matter. And for this, a region in space or a universe under consideration for our study purpose is called as system, and everything external to the system is surrounding, and the system and the surrounding are separated by boundaries, and these boundaries can be real or imaginary, fixed or movable, and is assumed to be of zero thickness. But in reality, the thickness of the boundary plays a very important role for the structural design of the mechanism, and we are going to specifically deal with the thickness of the boundary in the subjects like heat transfer and machine design. But as in thermodynamics, our objective is to analyze the quantitative and qualitative aspect of energy transformation, so the thickness of the boundary can be assumed to be negligible. And for this, let us try to analyze the power stroke of a 4-stroke engine. Where in 4-stroke engine, you know very well that the chemical energy of the fuel will get transformed into the rotational kinetic energy of the crankshaft. So the basic source of energy is the fuel, and that region of piston cylinder assembly which contains fuel, will be the system for our study purpose. And everything external to this system will be the surrounding. Now, because the piston is free to slide, this piston acts as a movable boundary between the system and the surrounding. And the cylinder walls will act as a fixed boundary between the system and the surrounding. So the boundaries between the system and the surrounding can be movable as well as fixed. Now, once we have identified the system and the surrounding, our objective is to analyze the quantitative and qualitative aspect of energy transformation. But for this energy transformation, energy interaction must take place between the system and the surrounding. And because energy can be classified as energy in storage that can be stored by matter like kinetic potential and internal energy, it can also be classified as energy in transit that exists at the boundary of the system and the surrounding in the form of heat and work. So for energy transformation, energy interaction must take place between the system and the surrounding. And because this energy in transit exists at the boundary of the system and the surrounding, so this energy in storage must get transformed into energy in transit for the energy interaction to take place between the system and the surrounding. And all those energy interactions that take place by virtue of temperature difference between the system and the surrounding are called as heat, and all those energy interactions other than by virtue of temperature difference are called as work. This, my dear, is one of the most important thing to be understood here. तो आप लोग अब बहुत ध्यान से समझने की कोशिश करिएगा. And to make you understand this, I am taking the particular case of a 4-stroke petrol engine, whereas in previous slide I have shown you the schematics of a 4-stroke diesel engine. The detailed design of both petrol engine and diesel engine will be discussed in the subject IC engine, but from thermodynamics point of view, ये बात आप clearly समझ पाओगे that the region of the piston cylinder assembly that contains fuel will be the system for our study purpose. So this spark plug and this piston will act as the surrounding of this system. So now friends, ये बात आप अच्छी तरह जानते हो कि ऐसा तो होगा नहीं that as soon as the spark is produced, all the fuel inside the system will get ignited. तो होगा क्या दोस्तों? The fuel which is in proximity with this spark plug will first get ignited. because when the spark is produced, and a spark is a form of electricity, that electricity will get dissipated into the surroundings as the thermal energy, and this thermal energy will raise the temperature of this surrounding. And because of the temperature difference between the surrounding and this, let's say, a subsystem, energy interaction will take place in the form of heat, and this heat will get stored up in this subsystem as thermal energy, which will raise the temperature of this subsystem. And when the temperature of the fuel in this subsystem become equals to the self ignition temperature of the fuel, a exothermic chemical reaction will take place, which will evolve heat during the chemical reaction, and this heat will get stored up in this subsystem as thermal energy, which will again raise the temperature of this subsystem. And now this subsystem will act as surrounding for the other subsystems, and the same process of energy interactions in the form of heat that is going to be stored up as thermal energy in the other subsystems will raise the temperature of the subsystems, and the heat evolved during exothermic chemical reaction will again be getting stored up in other subsystems, can be visualized as propagation of flame throughout this chamber, and can be perceived as the chemical energy of fuel getting transformed into thermal energy, as all the heat evolved during this exothermic chemical reaction will be stored up in this chamber. And all these subsystems, that means systems with imaginary boundary, can be compiled together to take up the form of a real bounded system, that is a system with the real boundaries. And because all the energy evolved during exothermic chemical reaction will be stored up in this system, the real bounded system, as thermal energy, the temperature and pressure of the system will increase. And because of this, the temperature difference between the system and the surrounding energy interaction will take place in the form of heat by virtue of temperature difference, and in the form of work by virtue of pressure difference. As the piston is free to slide, this work will be stored up as the rotational kinetic energy of crankshaft, because of the particular design of this mechanism. And finally, the entire process of energy transformation can be summarized as the chemical energy of fuel is getting transformed into thermal energy because of energy interaction in the form of heat, and this thermal energy is getting transformed into the rotational kinetic energy of crankshaft because of the energy interactions with the surrounding in the form of work. So for energy transformation, energy interactions must take place between the system and the surrounding. Now my dear friends, two things are to be understood here. Number one, for the energy interactions to take place, the difference in the properties of the system and the surrounding is required, and that is called as driving potential. Because energy interaction in the form of heat and work can only take place if there is a difference in the temperature between the system and the surrounding, or pressure, or can be a chemical composition. But thermodynamic equilibrium states that there should be a perfect balance of mechanical, chemical, thermal forces between the system and the surrounding. And this balance means that there should not be any difference between the properties of the system and the surrounding, like temperature difference, which is a imbalance of thermal force, pressure difference, which is the imbalance of mechanical force between the system and the surrounding. But thermodynamic equilibrium states that there should be a perfect balance of these mechanical, chemical and thermal forces. That means that in thermodynamic equilibrium, energy interactions cannot take place between the system and the surrounding because driving potential will not be available, and that is why thermodynamic equilibrium is a hypothetical concept, because no energy transformation will be possible in thermodynamic equilibrium. Now point number 2, let's suppose initially the system has 50 kilojoule of thermal energy. Now because of the interaction with the surrounding, 10 kilojoule of heat goes into the surrounding and get stored up as thermal energy, and 20 kilojoule of work interacts with the surrounding and get stored up as rotational kinetic energy of crankshaft. Now the remaining thermal energy with the system will be 50 kilojoule minus 30 kilojoule, that is 20 kilojoule. So now my dear friends, it can be concluded that the energy of the system may get increased or decreased when it do energy interactions with the surrounding. Similarly, the energy of the surrounding, in this particular case, the energy of the surrounding is getting increased. The energy of the surrounding may get increased or decreased when it do energy interactions with the system. But the total energy of system plus surrounding, the total energy of system and surrounding must remains conserved. And my dear, the surrounding for this system is the entire universe. So the energy of the universe must remains conserved. अगर ये बात दोस्तों आपकी समझ में आ चुकी है तो कहानी का दी एंड हो चुका है. And now it is clear to us that for energy transformation, energy interaction must take place between the system and the surrounding. But sometimes matter interaction also take place between the system and the surrounding. Like in case of a boiler, जिसमें from one side water is entering into the system and from the other side steam is leaving from the system. So matter interaction is also taking place between the system and the surrounding simultaneously with the energy interaction in the form of heat, which is adding up to the water for the steam formation. Similarly, in case of a turbine, where the steam enters into the turbine, transforms its kinetic energy into the rotational kinetic energy of the rotor, it also get exit from the turbine. In case of compressor also, as the fluid enters into the compression, the rotational energy of the shaft is transformed to the kinetic energy of the fluid, and at the same time fluid is also leaving the system. So now my dear friends, for all those systems which only allow energy interaction between the system and the surrounding and not the matter interaction between the system and the surrounding are called as closed systems. And that is why I have specifically mentioned the power stroke of a 4-stroke engine, because in the intake and exhaust stroke you can clearly observe that because of the opening of intake and exhaust valve respectively, this opening of the intake and exhaust valve will allow the matter interaction to take place between the system and the surrounding along with the energy interaction. So only the power and compression stroke of the 4-stroke engine can be considered as a closed system and not the intake and exhaust stroke. Now all those systems which allow energy as well as matter interaction between the system and the surrounding are called as open system, like water pump, condenser, turbine, boiler, cooling tower. But there are some systems which do not allow neither the energy interaction nor the matter interaction between the system and the surrounding, and these type of systems are called as isolated system. And because energy interaction between the system and the surrounding is not allowed, so energy in storage of the system must remain conserved. Heat interaction as well as work interaction remains zero. And our universe is one of the example of isolated system. Now this well insulated thermoflask, this well insulated thermoflask can also be considered as a comparative example of isolated system, as this insulation will suppress the energy interactions between the system and the surrounding, and the top covering will prohibit the matter interactions between the system and the surrounding, as compared to open system. Which is interacting matter with the surrounding, as the tea evaporates and is also doing energy interactions in the form of heat with the surrounding. But my dear friends, we know very well that the perfect insulation do not exist in this world. So this well insulated thermoflask can be considered as a comparative example, a isolated system with the open and closed cup of tea. So as a summary of this whole understanding, because our study purpose is the thermodynamic observations for the system, it can be considered as a thermodynamic system and can be classified as closed, isolated and open system. Now because of the approach of analysis, this closed and isolated system are also called as control mass system, and open system is also called as control volume system. And about this approach we will learn about in detail in the coming lectures. So in closed system, only energy interactions is allowed between the system and the surrounding, but the isolated system do not allows energy as well as matter interaction, and the open system allows both matter interaction as well as energy interaction between the system and the surrounding. And now the question, a thermodynamic system is considered to be an isolated one if energy transfer and mass transfer are zero, because the isolated system do not allows matter as well as energy interaction, and a closed system allows energy interactions but do not allows matter interactions. So a control volume which is an open system can be defined as a fixed region in space which will allow mass interaction as well as energy interaction between the system and the surrounding. So hot coffee stored in a well insulated thermoflask will be a isolated system, and ice kept in well insulated thermoflask is an example of isolated system. Wherever you find the word well insulated, that means that examiner want to ask it as a isolated system. So a isolated system is one which do not allow energy as well as mass interaction between the system and the surrounding. So an open system is a region which allows both energy as well as mass interaction. Now internal energy of a isolated system, and because isolated system do not allows energy interaction between the system and the surrounding, so the internal energy of a isolated system must remains same. Now which one of the following represents the energy in storage? Heat and work are energy in transit, and the specific form of energy, that is internal energy, will represent the energy in storage and not the energy. So for an isolated system which has no interaction with the surrounding, heat transferred is zero, work done is zero, internal energy remains constant. So all options are correct. Now centrifugal pump is an example of a open system. So it cannot be an isolated system, it cannot be closed system, but open system can also be classified as steady flow and unsteady flow, which we will discuss in detail in the coming lectures. So a centrifugal pump is an example of steady flow system. And the question can also be asked like this, that a boiler is an example of open flow system or a steady flow system. Similarly, turbine is an example of a open system. A nozzle is an example of a open system. Now, which property is an intensive property of the system? And because system contains matter, because system is the containment of the matter, so the intensive property of the matter can be associated with the property of the system. And that is why wherever you find the word specific associated with the property of the matter, that can be considered as an intensive property of the system. Now mixture of ice and water, and because of the two different phases present in a mixture, this mixture of an ice and a water forms a heterogeneous system. But this heterogeneous system can also be considered as a pure substance. And to get more clarity on this question, I would like you to refer to my lecture on pure substance and mixtures. And when neither mass nor energy is allowed to cross the boundary of the system, then it is called as isolated system. Now in order to identify open system and closed system respectively, I will leave this question for you as an assignment and would like you to put up your answers in the comment section. Till then, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.